Welcome to day 12 of a screenwriter's journey. Spoiler alert, this is a fast day 2, which you've probably already seen if you looked at YouTube to see how long this video is. So I literally just picked up where I left off yesterday, and they are sort of reasoning through what might be going on. Again, this is first draft stuff, so I can't imagine that this as it stands is going to really make it through a couple more drafts to the point where, again, I'm happy with it and I start sharing it with people. And some of this, I think part of the reason I wrote this is not just to have Paul spew out all this information. It was to give Holly a chance to sort of show her instincts and maybe speculate, guess, deduce what might be going on. And also show, like she says, over my dead body, which has never been used before, a completely original line. So I tried to kind of put a spin on that by having Paul's response there at the top of 51. And now here's what we introduce, which is kind of a theme of this, the heart versus the head. And again, I'll be very interested to see the early people that are reading this, if they sort of get that, if I knocked them over the head with it. Because I honestly, as I sit here 45 days after writing this and having completed not the first draft, but a draft that I've sent out, I honestly couldn't say how much of this heart over head thing is explicitly in there, as in dialogue, how much of it is implied, etc. So that'll be very interesting. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm doing here, fixing some stuff up. Oh, I had to go find out her last name. I had to go look it up. Now, Agent Reed is... who? So Agent Reed, I honestly don't remember. I think he's like an FBI person. Sorry for someone mowing out the window there. Even with Paul telling you that's not the way. So yeah, he's an FBI guy that is communicating with Holly, and they're quickly finding out a little more information. Holly a little bit of a hothead, which I think is good. There we go, the old 14 years. And so right here, that line at the line of 53, not meant to be a sexist line at all, but I'm just thinking, what? I mean, she's 36, 37, whatever, and she spent all this time basically being a babysitter / nanny, aunt, whatever. And how many times has she thought of, wow, I could be married by now, I should be married by now and have kids and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what was going through my mind. And then, of course, Agent Reed is saying what he says, so people won't think that he was the one who brought it up, because even though he might have been thinking about it, Holly was the one who said it. So her reply, of course, is that she's taken responsibility for everything that she's done, and now we see a little bit of regret in her thing about, until 2 hours ago, I took responsibility, and so now I'm not just going to say, well, the FBI's got it and everything's hunky-dory. She basically says, I'm going to help you, or I'm going to stay here until she is okay. So I'm trying to make Reed not a total jerk, like when he says she's in even better hands, no offense intended. But Paul is there to kind of keep Holly in check. Again, I think I've mentioned it's never really explicitly said, but he is basically Holly's uncle figure, father figure, like Holly was the aunt slash mother figure to Lexi. So I don't know that that parallel needs to be spoken about, or if it will be implied, or if people won't really care. And now Agent Reed is playing very coy, which I would imagine the FBI would do. He's not really going to tell them what's going on. And Paul and Holly have, of course, no idea if this is taking place 10 minutes away, 2 hours away, or exactly where it is. And now we realize, of course, that Gary and Abby sitting outside have heard all of this. And so what are they going to do? Well, I've run out of screen recording, which means maybe I don't know what they're going to do. So I need another day to think about it. Another short day. Hopefully some of that will stick. But even if it doesn't, even if something you write or I write never makes it in, it's never a wasted day. There's, not to get philosophical, I don't know that I've ever finished a day of, not a day, but a session of screenwriting and just thought it was a total waste of time. Maybe I did when I came back the next day, but if we don't enjoy it, because 99.99% of us are never going to make a living at it, and yet we do it anyways. Why? We'll explore that next time, not really, on day 13 of a screenwriter's journey. In the meantime, thanks for watching and listening, and keep on writing.